any token can ultimately take over any market. So I mean, I'm not going to say I like Binance Smart Chain or don't like Binance Smart Chain. Madhouse that you see them throwing stuff. You got people ripping their hair out, pulling shirts, running this way and running that way.
What is your price prediction for Harmony 2021?
Oh my God. I'll give you $10 million for 10,000 Harmony tokens. Would you do it?
Yeah.
So if the market's going to bear down, you have those people that are just going to sell those staking orders. They'll keep what they have. You have literally the fortune that says, and true, the price of Bitcoin is going to be $15,000 tomorrow. I'll call you right back. Click. And literally, like, are you really? Like, I'm lying to you? Like. Any token can ultimately take over any market. I mean, that's just what this, you see that with this bull run. You see these coins that, I mean, I've seen coins today that I've never heard about before. I've never seen the tag mentioned at all ever before on Twitter. And I'm constantly on Twitter and I follow a lot of people.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they're talking about it today because it went up 500% or 300%. So you can see, like, you just see that it's any coin can ultimately just take over the space. But that's just a hype train in a sense. For ultimate use cases, I mean, like you said, you see the Binance Smart Chain when you go on CoinMarketCap. You see the Polkadot network put up there. The Binance Smart Chain has gotten huge ever since it came into inception. It's been huge. So, I mean, I'm not going to say I like Binance Smart Chain or don't like Binance Smart Chain. I'm just telling you that it's been huge since it came out. Just because it's Binance. People hear the name Binance and they just go, okay, that's the number one exchange. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And why shouldn't it not be good, and stuff like that. And but one thing I do know, people are using it. They use the DEX and stuff like that. Like 'cause I looked into it a little bit. And I was like, okay, I said people are using it, but I don't know to what extent it's being used or whatever like that. But I know just like you, really, it all comes down to what the market believes the price should be. So the market believes Binance should be where it's at, and that's where it's at. So I would say hopefully the market believes that Harmony should be up there.
Well, it's psychology. I always talk about going into markets is 60% psychology, 30% research, and then 10% funding. Because first off, you need to have a certain mindset to succeed in any market. Because if you have people, and I have friends that'll sit there and look at their phone every 6 seconds, legitimately, and then go, "Oh my God, should we sell? Should we sell? Should we buy? Should we?" Like, it's like, dude, like you have to have patience. You have to have psychology. You have to see what people are doing. One of the things I always tell people, what you don't see nowadays in trading, because everything is computerized and digitized, is those, like, back in the 70s and 80s. If you ever watched videos of traders in Wall Street, that madhouse that you see them throwing stuff, you got people ripping their hair out, pulling shirts, and, running this way and running that way. And like, you would just stop there and look, you would see the psychology in that. And you only get to see that with these digitized markets by looking at green and red numbers or bars on your screen. That's like, how are you supposed to read the market that way? If you're not on Twitter, if you're not on Reddit, if you're not on Facebook or these social media outlets,
how do you know?
How are you going to read what people are doing? And that's what, like, I think the SEC and like these, how they were talking about Robinhood and all this stuff and the Twitter, Facebook stuff. Like, how are we supposed to see the psychology? Are we supposed to just go off of CNBC? Because that's still a watered down thing. Are we supposed to just go off of what these, TV channels say, or just some random news articles say? Like, that's still not giving you the retail investor, that retail trader psychology.
You
have to see the psychology to know where to go. And Harmony, as long as enough people psychologically get it, that it will go somewhere, because it will.
Right,
I mean, I'm not saying we have to brainwash these people into it, but like it comes down to just educating people about blockchains, about different technologies, about different companies, who's behind them. Like I said, teams are number one in my opinion. So always go about your teams and always look at what they're doing and how they're going by it. My two biggest are Harmony and Pack. Those are my two biggest. I will promote those two till I go, and that's how it's going to be. I like those teams. Those are my teams. It's the same thing. Think of it like a sports team in a sense. You like your team, that's your team, regardless necessarily of who they have. But in this, it's regardless of the product they have. It's the team that you want to invest in. That's where you invest. You invest in teams. You trade on prices. That's how I think about it.
Well, I guess that's right, because when you see a price you like or a price you don't like, you make a trade, right?
I'm sorry.
I say that's like you see a price you like or you see a price you don't like. That's when people make a trade.
A trade, yeah, or a free agent signing. It's literally ultimately the same thing. That's why you have to find comparisons to what you can easily identify things to. And I always use sports, poker, card games, stuff like that. You're always talking about psychology. You're talking about money. Look at how you want to do a free agent signing, but 3 other teams are going after them. It's the same thing as market trading against 4 other traders. I want to get it for the cheapest price, but so do they. So how do I get it for the cheapest price?
Yeah, you're right about that. You're right about that. All right. Well, you know what? I want to leave with this last question. And this last question is, what is your price prediction for Harmony for 2021?
My God. I'm not a price prediction guy because you can't really predict. Again, you can't predict the market because it's all psychological. So you can't really predict human emotion. I mean, look at what happened. Let's just necessarily say with the Capitol on January 6th. It first started where everybody was there. They were just kind of standing around. And then the next thing you know, a couple people get a little rowdy, and then a lot more people get rowdy, because that's the psychological mentality. You see mob mentality. So if you see a lot of people rushing to buy Harmony this year, some may do the mob mentality, the FOMO, whereas you have other people that are investing. And I think it's a lot of holders. That's how I see it. A lot of holders, but again, I said something earlier. I don't think it was on the recorded aspect, but some of these people are going to wake up one of these days and see their account, and they'll think twice about holding necessarily, just because, they might not have seen that type of money before, so that's just ultimately, it's all psychological. Mm-hmm. It's how stable you can be, how strong you going to really hold, how can you hold? If somebody says to you today, I'll give you $10 million for 10,000 Harmony tokens, would you do it?
Yeah.
Because today it's worth that price. But if you're a holder, you're going to say no, because I'd rather just wait. And I know it's going to be worth way more if I sell it in 5 years or 10 years or 15 years.
Yeah.
Some people just don't think in the sense of, I'll take the 10 million now and go buy more Harmony and then hold more, and then it'll be worth more. But, some do, some don't. Price prediction, definitely under 3. I mean, you have to be realistic. I see these people posting like $10, $15, $20.
Yeah.
Where it's possible. Remember, it's possible.
Yeah.
FOMO and psychology can bring it to that. But realistically, I say under 3, over $1.25. It really just depends on the rest of the year.
Yeah. I think that's fair though. That is fair.
How the government
for it to go to $1, I think that's fair.
I mean, I bought it at a penny in February, the beginning of February. So, I mean,
Okay.
you're talking 100 times in a year. What kind of gains are that? Like, where do you ever see that kind of gains with 12% interest payout?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like, what are you getting, 0.25% at the bank for a savings? Come on, man.
Yeah, exactly. Because you know what this is what I want, you know, at least from crypto, like because I don't know what the next bear market is gonna look like for us. You know what I mean? Like but what if it doesn't look like it looked the way it looked in 2018, where everything just went back to their beginnings or whatever, the beginning price or whatever like that. What if Harmony, you know, stays at 50 cents or $1, something like that, and then like it makes staking more lucrative, you know,
Well,
or like running a node more lucrative, or you know what I mean, and then from there it can start going back up because maybe like utility kicks in and people start like looking into projects more for the utility more than just
I
the
mean,
speculation aspect of it.
you have, I mean, if the market starts going down in a bear market, you have these people that just stack their staking rewards and they do nothing with it. And then ultimately when they find a good price, they sell it. So if the market's going to bear down, you have those people that are just going to sell those staking rewards. They'll keep what they have staked, but they're going to sell their staking rewards. You're going to have other people that are going to rush to pull their entire stake out to sell it to get it cheaper. Then you have other people that are going to just pull out chunks. You have some people that aren't. The bear market's not going to be this. It can't be the same as it was before, like I said, because of the supply of Bitcoin.
Okay.
You know, if the people are going to want to get it in too cheap. If somebody tells you tomorrow the price of Bitcoin is going to be $15,000, are you going to sell everything you have today?
If they said the price of Bitcoin is gonna be $15,000.
$15,000 tomorrow. Would you sell everything you have today to buy all that Bitcoin tomorrow at 15,000?
Oh no, I wouldn't.
No.
No, because like if they say that it would or it does.
If you have literally the fortune that says, and true, the price of Bitcoin is going to be $15,000 tomorrow, are you going to sell everything you have right now and buy that Bitcoin at $15,000?
I mean, I can't turn it down. If it's a true fortune, then I would have to sell and get my Bitcoin.
But so when you see that bear market going down, you're going to see people selling their altcoins. So the bear market's going to push Bitcoin down to a certain price. When people are going to go, oh my God, Bitcoin at this price, snap buy. That's really what it's going to be. It's going to be so fast. That turn from bull to bear and back from bear to bull. It's going to be so fast that you're not going to know what to do with it. That's what I'm basically trying to say. Like, it's not going to be the same as it was before, where you had all these people with thousands and millions of tokens that they were staking and mining over years and swing trading from 1,000 to 100 and back and forth like that. So you have, you know, the profit margins, you know, I'm telling you, people are gonna buy back in when they see when it's low. I mean, I told my uncle last week Bitcoin was $60,000, and he told me that I was crazy and I was lying to him. I swear to God, because he's somebody who doesn't pay attention to the markets. He bought it back in 2017 when it was like $6,000. I think he bought one Bitcoin, and he still has it. And I told him it was 60 grand. He goes, "You're lying to me." Picks up his phone, calls his friend. His friend goes, "Yeah, it's about 58 grand. He goes, "I'll call you right back." Click. And literally, like, are you like, really? Like, I'm lying to you? Like, come on.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, people.
Did he cash out? Did he cash out?
I don't think so. He's one of those guys that doesn't need to. He's just going to ride it till he owns his own company. He's been a successful architect for 30 years in the city of Philadelphia and out in like Wildwood, you know, in New Jersey, stuff like that.
Okay.
So he's set. That's why I said he didn't even care. Like, the fact that I told him it was 60 grand and he had no idea, thought I was kidding with him. You know, you have people that when he hears that, oh, it's 15 grand again, it dips down. Oh, it's back to 15 and going up to 20. He might buy another one. It's 15. Oh, it's back down to 15. Like, that's just really how people think.
And that's what I was wondering about, like, too, if more billionaires and these companies start buying this on Bitcoin, and what reason do they have to sell?
I mean, the same sense that they would have to sell their investments in the stock market. It gets too high to a point. You have to see the market, how much money has been influxing, how much is going to continue to influx. Like with Tesla buying in, that boosted the market a whole bunch because a whole bunch of money came in, and secretly Square's been dumping. They're dumping money in. So you see these companies that are putting money in, putting money into the market. And that's what basically gets you those longs. That is, as you see the money dropping down per day that's influxing into the market, that's how you start seeing more shorts.
Okay. So do you think that they're doing it as a store of value, or you think they're just trying to get that, those big gains?
Both. Why wouldn't they do both? Like I said, in the sense of their investments in the stock market, it's a store of value that can gain the money. The same sense that, like, most of us have done it. I can put my cash in it, like I can put my US dollars into this, and in a year it'll be way more than if I put it in a bank. Like I said, some people are going to wake up, look at their portfolio balance, and just either have a heart attack or just throw their phone and sell everything they have, move to buy an island, and that's it. Yeah. Like some people are not going to know what to do with it. It's going to be that big. You see their psychology now about it, and you see like how some of them react on Twitter compared to a couple months ago. And even myself, I can say I've gotten conceited at times on Twitter, but it's just it's a psychological game, and you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, you're definitely right. It's a psychological game. It's all on how we feel a lot. That's a lot of it.